I love this story. This story comes from ABC News. Fox News' Sean Hannity set to be deposed as part of billion-dollar election lawsuit. So we've talked about this on the show before, but this is the way out of the conspiracy quagmire that we are in.
Yeah.
And it is a financial civil attack that is the only way we get out of this. Dominion Voting Systems is suing Fox News. Sean Hannity is going to be deposed as part of that lawsuit. Yeah. They are not backing down from this lawsuit. No matter how this shakes out, this will cost Fox millions of dollars just to defend.
It's going to cost them millions of dollars to defend. And there is 0% chance, I think, for, looking at the things that they've done and that Newsmax and all these other places have done, One American News Network, all these places that have talked about Dominion as if they were the ones who were controlling the election and changing votes, that's damaging to the brand. That's like every time you mention Coke, you talk about like there's a mouse in Coke or something.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing. You're damaging the brand every single time.
Yep.
And you're lying. Like, if you can prove there's a mouse in every Coke, then you got something to say. But if you can't do that and you come out and you say a bunch of unsubstantiated lies every single time that you have air, and there's so many people listening to you, and it's not just the people listening to you, it's that you're being clipped out and then shared on all these social networks all across the world, in giant Republican silos and right-leaning silos that want to talk about how Trump lost the election because of this company even in some of the documents that were court cases, they were talking about how like fucking Hugo Chavez or whatever.
Yeah, who's dead
had like shit to do with it. So like it's all lies that has been spread constantly for a long time. And these people should have been smarter than this. I don't know how you get on a show that has that many viewers and you don't have in-house counsel that is smarter than this.
Yeah, I think that this is going to set up an interesting test case that is going to be like a showdown between defamation and libel versus First Amendment rights. And I do think, though, that if you are a purported news service, that your First Amendment rights have to in some way include good faith journalistic efforts. I can't imagine that a total lack of scrupulous behavior and good faith journalistic effort somehow shields you because First Amendment, I can say whatever I want. The thing is, like, you can say whatever you want. The government didn't swoop in and stop you. The fucking FBI didn't kick down your door. The fucking, Justice Department didn't like bulldoze down your broadcast towers. You still have that right. It's just that sometimes there are consequences. And what's great is these are civil, not criminal consequences.
Right.
So the strength, I think, of that First Amendment argument is significantly weakened in this circumstance.
The problem is they don't know the difference. So
they don't respect the difference.
The people that they're reaching out to and they're trying to motivate by using this as a way to say, look at them attacking us, those people don't know the difference.
Right. That's true.
So when there's so often you have to actually say out loud, no, that's only, I don't know how many times I've even seen it written out where the people talk about, it's that's only what the government can do. It's not, the First Amendment doesn't refer to anything else, but people don't get it. They don't understand.
They don't.
This is all falling out because, we're seeing Alex Jones now.
Yep.
Really in some serious problems.
$45 million worth of problems.
Lots of money.
So far.
Lots of money that has to come out of his pocket and his company's pocket. And this was for lying. Mm-hmm. This was for the same thing. This is, lying about Sandy Hook is the same thing as lying about Dominion voting machines. Yeah. I would argue that this is even worse because you're outwardly damaging democracy by saying that our voting systems aren't secure. Yeah, I would say it's worse. I would say it's worse.
It is.
But it doesn't matter in a civil court what's worse or better. But if you can prove damages, and you prove they're lying, like, here's the thing, like, it's pretty easy to prove they're lying. Be like, show me that you have any kind of data that'll show me that that's true. And then they don't. They were just making it up because they knew it was going to get them clicks. They knew it was going to get them views. And they knew it was going to get them what they wanted, which was people glued to find out the next piece that they were going to uncover about Dominion.
Yeah, and also, it's come out and it's been very clear that Fox News was in it for the money, but they had a strict political agenda. Guys like Hannity had a direct line to the president.
Literally
and to like Mark Meadows.
Yeah.
So these are like, there's no hands off. There's no distance here. There's no like veil of separation between the Fourth Estate and the president in this case. So I think it's absolutely about the grift. And I think it's also about like a real political motivated interest that these fuckers have. The way out of this fucking conspiracy quagmire is to make this so painful financially that the startup conspiracy theorists can't ever get their feet off the ground because they're too afraid to do it. So what I mean by that is like, Alex Jones financially will probably survive $45 million judgment. Fox News will probably survive whatever the settlement or judgment is. Sure. But if you're the next up-and-comer conspiracy quack and you don't have the big, deep pockets of an established conspiracy business model, if the fear of God is put into you financially ahead of time by seeing cases like Dominion and seeing cases like Sandy Hook, you might think fucking twice.
Yeah.
Because like your pockets probably aren't that fucking big, you know? And I have to hope that that's the case. I have to hope that this has a really stultifying effect on like burgeoning conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, I hope it has a chilling effect, but then I also very much hope it hurts the people enough so that they don't keep doing it.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
I hope that after this, you know, when Hannity wants to run a story like this, he does get stopped by his special counsel or whatever, the counsel that's there, or the in-house counsel, and they walk up to him and they say, no, you can't. No, man, we can't do this. We can't do this. We can't afford it. We can't afford you talking about this.
Right.
You know, we were talking about a story that we were listening to today on Fresh Air, and in that story, they talk about the guy who wound up dying by suicide from the Clintons camp.
Oh,
Vince something or
there you go.
Vince Foster was his name. And so Vince Foster, you know, they made a mint off of him. Rush Limbaugh talked about it forever. You know, all these guys on Fox News, they brought it up time and time and time again. Enough so that, like, you know, we're talking about immense investigations into this guy. Immense investigations, multiple investigations by governmental agencies are investigating this. Yep. And so, you know, they got away with that. And they use that to their advantage to demonize Bill Clinton because they didn't just say he did it. They were just like, well, there's a lot of questions.
Right.
There's a lot of things that don't add up. And that's
insidious.
Well, it's insidious, but that's genuinely where conspiracy theorists get all their strength from.
Yeah.
Is that, well, I don't know, every single end isn't tied up perfectly, so I can easily unravel a whole bunch of shit and make you question reality. And that's what happens constantly with these. They just find one knife way in. Yep. And then it's horrible. And these people feed that shit because they know that their fucking listeners and the people, they want it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Rush Limbaugh makes money doing this, right? Like the juicier, the juicier, doesn't make shit anymore.
No. You can just throw it on his grave.
Fucking makes worm food now. But yeah, they all make money. They all make money on this nonsense, on these lies. And the bigger that they grow, and the less, like the more nebulous they are, the more people love to fill in their own blanks. Love to fill in the fucking gaps in the corners.
Yeah, and you were saying too, like, you know, these people in media were doing this, but then also one of our Supreme Court justices, Brett Kavanaugh, was involved in stirring up the muck around this too, this Vince Foster thing.
These guys, like these bad actors, continue to play in the same circles over and over and over again. The same fucking bad pennies pop up time and time and time again. And they've made a career out of working the system. And when I say working the system, what I mean is the public information sphere system. That's the thing that they are making a mint, manipulating the opinions and feelings of a group of people in this country who are primed to believe in bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They love to manipulate those people because it makes them money.
Yeah.
That's all this is about for these fuckers.
Every time.
It creates power, opportunity, and money for these motherfuckers.